everyone, and welcome to our third episode of Lead with Wine. Again, I want to thank everyone for watching and for sharing our video post. And I also want to do a quick thank you to all the administrative professionals out there. Today is your day, and every day should be your day. You do so much for us, and we couldn't do what we do without you. So thank you for all that you do. In today's episode, I want to talk about our mind, our body, and our soul. And the reason I want to talk about that is because we're going to be talking about an Argentinian wine. But we'll get to that in a little bit. So one of the things that we usually engage our bodies in is exercise. But what are we doing during this new time? I know for me, I work remotely here at the house, and a lot of the times I've been working crazy hours, not because I'm being asked to. It's just you forget, you get lost in your own world, and you forget to exercise, you forget to get up, you forget to eat, or you munch on junk food and not realizing what you're doing. So what I ended up doing is putting a timer on my phone. It's like an alarm, and it helps me. It's for every 2 hours. And it helps me get up, stretch, and just do whatever I can do to get just my body going and get a little energy boost. So one of the things that I've been doing is I either will do jumping jacks, I will jump rope, I will hula hoop, and yes, I do hula hoop. I'm very competitive. You could ask any of my friends and they'll tell you Mayela loves to hula hoop. And a lot of times I'll just stretch my body, do some Pilates or yoga, not like a full hour's worth, but maybe 5-10 minutes so that I could get my mind and my body going. So that's been helpful for me. So if you would like to share in the comment section on what you're doing to keep your body engaged during this time, definitely for all of us to look at and maybe take some pointers. So really appreciate that. The other thing is our mind. A lot of the times we're thinking about what we're feeding our body, and we don't want to feed it junk food. And it's so tough right now because definitely I am one of the violators. I get up, and instead of making myself a decent meal, I'll make myself a sandwich or some chips and try to get on with my day super quickly, which is not good. It's not good for me. I'm very lucky that my mom cooks for me and usually knows that between 12 and 1 I need to eat, so she'll have something ready for me, because if not, I'm going to make something super fast. But what are we doing to fill our mind with good food instead of feeding it junk food? And what I mean by that is, are we feeding it just social media? Are we feeding it just binge watching on Netflix? Are we just not engaging our minds? So what are we doing to engage our minds? So light reading, maybe Sudoku, maybe reading a magazine, maybe even if you're going through the internet, trying to engage it in some good material, not just material that's going to get you on this rabbit hole that you're not going to be able to get out of until you realize you've already wasted 2 hours of your time just kind of surfing the net on stuff that wasn't really valuable. And I say that because I do it all the time. I am probably the biggest offender when it comes to that, and I've tried really hard to get out of that, because you could really get into a really bad rabbit hole where you're going in, you're just going to check on something, and all of a sudden it's been 30 minutes and you're still in it. So I think for me, the light reading has really helped, and the Sudoku has helped for me. So what are you doing to keep your mind engaged? I ask you to drop a comment and let us know. Now to our soul, which takes us to our Argentinian wine. So, and I should say Argentina. But Malbec, this is an Argentinian Malbec, and it's from Cruz Alta, and it's reserved from the vintage is 2018. I don't know if you can see it there. This wine goes for about $10, $9.99 at one of your favorite liquor stores. It's on sale. You look at it retail, it probably retails for about $14, $15. So it's still keeping with the price range that we want to stay in right now. And when I looked at this wine, I wanted to talk about Malbecs because when people think about Malbecs, they right away do think about Argentina. But some cool facts about the Malbec and how Argentina came to have this particular grape is that it originally comes from Bordeaux, France. Um, Back in the late 1800s, um, a lot of Europe was plagued with a really bad, no other word for it, but plague on the vine itself for the grapes. And it was really hitting the root of the vine. And once it hits the root, the vine dries up and it doesn't produce any wine, of course. So many of the vintners left Europe to try to salvage what they did have. And some of them ended up in Argentina and actually in Mendoza. And so that's how Malbec came to Argentina. Now, for some reason, Malbec thrives really, really well in Argentina, better than it did in Bordeaux. Why? Many people have their own theories. My theory is the elevation. Mendoza is really close to the Alps, and this particular Malbec is growing at 5,000 feet above sea level. So when you talk about the complexity of Malbecs and Mendoza, you're also talking about elevation. Grapes are grown by the mountain. So to me, I think that's the reason it thrives and does really well, but everyone has their own theories, and that's my personal theory. So now going back to the wine, I think we probably need to now taste it. But before we do, because I always forget, I think we need to look at the wine and the color with my favorite glass of wine from the El Paso Wine Fest. And it almost looks black. But in my eye, I see it more of a bloody red. Really, really, really dark. But it's like a dark ruby, but almost like a bloody red. So let's smell. Let's do the aroma. Wow, I actually smelled the minerals right away. Very, very earthy. Smoky. I could smell some of the blackberries. So let's taste. Wow. Hints of vanilla right away. And of course, the dark berries. Actually, could taste the earthiness of it. The soil, like a forest soil. Again, it comes from the Alps, so I could see that. Even though in Argentina you get that complexity where you see the snow on the peak of the Alps, but they do have some dry weather. So the earthiness of it really, really does develop in your mouth. You could taste the minerality behind it. And I don't know why, I want to say I taste a little bit of coffee, but then again, I love coffee, so that's probably why I'm tasting coffee, because I'm always drinking it. Great wine for the price, $10, great table wine. So I encourage all of you, if you have a chance, to try this particular Malbec from Cruz Alta. I think you can't go wrong for the price if you want to have it to take to a party or have with your family, pair it with some good food. Great wine to have. So with that, I tell yourself, well, not tell yourself, I tell all of you, I haven't even drank a whole glass and I'm already tipsy. I probably tell all of you to explore your palate. Be a little selfish when you're drinking and take a chance with wine. I think that's one of the best things I did for myself, is take a chance with the types of wine that I was trying out. Explore it, try the different complexities that wines have to offer, and you'll end up realizing that a lot of the wines that you thought you didn't like, you actually might like. So thank you again for watching, and we'll see you next time or next week in our next episode. Thank you.